Hello and welcome to the extended walk and talk for Monday, August 27, 2018. I had to do two parts today because I had to take the bus to go home because my dad couldn't pick me up from Osnum today. So, two different parts. One was, of course, me talking about the weather and me conducting a poll about saying how hot weather keeps you awake more often or not. The second part will be the agenda for the month of September. And then the last part will be me just talking, being honest with you guys in front of the camera. So, without further ado, here is today's properly edited video.
Alright, welcome to the first part of this week's walk and talk. I'm going to be doing something interesting this week. I'm on 201st Street right now, right by Osnum. And there's this guy singing. He was shirtless. So I'm going to see if we can catch up with him and maybe get him on tape if I can't. But if I can, that's not a big loss. So this week's topic for the first part of the walk and talk will be about the weather. Now many of you know it's hot, and I see the singing guy, he's right up there. Today the weather is hot, alright? And it makes people go crazy like the singing guy in front of me. But anyhow, here's one question I want to ask you. I'll leave a poll right now. Does the hot weather make you feel like you're more awake? Because honestly, I think in my opinion, it makes me feel awake for one reason. Just because I know there's anticipation for this hot weather, and I want to try to catch this light before it changes red. So, honestly, today, it makes me feel more awake knowing, oh, I'm going to miss this light. It makes me feel more awake in this hot weather that, honestly, you can't go to sleep. Like Pine Power was mentioning to me last night, we talked last night, and he's telling me, well, the hot weather, and there's the guy singing. He's actually walking into 7-Eleven. I might see him in there. But Pine Power has a 5,000 BTU air conditioner. I'm thankful I have central air in my house. But the point is, in my personal opinion, just because it's so hot, and there's the guy singing, just because it's so hot outside, and just because, like, you notice your body can't really produce melatonin, what is it, the hormone, is it melatonin? I think it's the one that produces sleep. I'm not too sure. Maybe I'll correct it in the description below if there's a correction I have to make, but yeah, there's supposed to be a hormone in your body that makes you want to fall asleep. And in hot weather, it's very hard to produce it. Just because your body knows it's so hot outside that if it's like 98 degrees with the real feel, that's literally your body temperature. Like your body's telling you that it can't handle the outside temperature because it's not suitable to the climate. That's why I feel I'm awake at one point. Honestly, I just don't like hot weather. Especially at summer camp, I noticed that I had no choice but to be wide awake, even if I didn't get enough sleep. Historically, I would just tire down. I still would be awake. So let me know right now on the poll. Does the hot weather makes you stay awake? Hello. Yep, that's the singing guy. He actually just put a shirt on. So yeah, there you go. We got him on tape in a way today. So, yeah, the poll's going to be right now on the card. Let me guys know what you think. Does the hot weather keep you up at night, or in general just keeps you up during the day, and it just makes you honestly feel like you can't go to sleep, but you don't feel tired? Because honestly, I don't feel tired today. I mean, I'm tired, yes, but I don't feel sleepy. So I'm gonna walk myself into 7-Eleven, get to my shift, and then we'll do part 2 later this afternoon of the agenda coming up for September. Okay, everybody, and welcome to part 2 of the walk and talk. where this week it's been different. I originally was supposed to take the 31 directly. I took the Q13 from Francis Lewis and Northern here to Utopia Parkway. I am going over to CVS to pick up something because I figured it would just be easier to go to this CVS, considering I still have my transfer to the Q31 later, and I can get off to where I need to go to on Utopia Parkway right here later on. But this is the part where I talk to you all about the agenda coming up for September. So, I'm going to confirm the filming date, September 4th. I'm going to be filming the Cedarhurst Summit, which I'm really looking forward to doing that. Since I went to Cedarhurst last year with my dad to take care of something, but it's a gorgeous downtown. It's accessible to the Cedarhurst train station on the Far Rockaway branch, which I'm really looking forward to also. My first ever trip on the N3132 bus from Lynbrook, which will be next week, ironically. And I will be hopefully taking the 158 train to, I think it's Atlantic Terminal. I don't know where it's going, but I know I looked it up and it is stopping in Jamaica. So most likely that train is going to Atlantic Terminal, but I'm going to be getting off at Jamaica. So I might be going to Ocean City, Maryland, the weekend of September 9th. I'll keep you all posted on that. I don't know if that's a certain yet. Anything's possible. And I don't know when I'm coming back. I think it's supposed to be like a 3-day trip. But I might hold off doing my videos for that week with regards to me covering any special events that I see outside. Then the week after, I believe, if I'm correct, I already have a tentative date for this video. It would be, I believe, right, 17th Monday, yeah, the 19th. The 19th, I'm going to the Lake Success Shopping Center to film the Sears, which, if you haven't heard, is closing in New Hyde Park. So I want to get it on tape before they close. And then to wrap up the month, I am pretty sure I remember the date, because the 28th Friday, 27th is Thursday. Yeah, September 26th. I will be going to Hicksville to give you all an area update in regards to how the Hicksville train station is looking. I'm also going to discuss to you all about the commuter parking situation, because starting next week, the parking garage on Newbridge Road is closing for construction. So I want to give you all an update on that. And then very quickly, when I get back home, we're going to talk about some future projects I'm looking forward to coming up in the fall. Because this part of the walk and talk is going to wrap up, because I'm literally right at CVS, right here on Hollis Court Boulevard. So that will conclude this part. This has been part 2. So the next and last part will be, of course, the future, what's going on in my personal life, and other ideas I have for my YouTube channel.
Alright, so now that I am back from CVS, well, I had to do some stuff in the house first before I got back to my computer. I want to quickly mention that if you didn't see my Periscope from earlier, I was at CVS today because I had to get new earphones, because my old ones were going on the fritz, and they were manageable, but I was afraid that if one piece of the earphone was going to go out and the other one wouldn't, I wouldn't have any earphone at all. So Philips brand, if you can get them, because they work for Android. For a weird reason, I'm able to hear my music on my phone. So I'm glad I took care of that today. And I took the Q13 bus from Francis Lewis and Northern today to walk over to Utopia. as I was mentioning earlier, so I can get over to CVS. And to be honest, that's like the first CVS I've been to where they had the self-checkout. So I'm hoping they are going to expand the self-checkout, because they still have the cashiers, but I want to be able to do self-checkout so I can get out of there quicker. So I missed the other bus, the 3:15, so I only waited about 10 minutes for the bus. And I got here around, I'd say, 3:45-ish. It's not too bad because I had to take care of some stuff. But if you can get a headphone case like I have, get one. It definitely saves the day for preserving headphone life. So now you're watching the outro. This is the outro, of course. Pretty good way to start it off. So, I need to address the elephant in the room. What's going on with my personal life? I think that's a big part of the elephant here. So, the story goes, many of you didn't hear by now, Matt Camper officially announced that the Wantaw Tour is off. It's off. I'm going to repeat it again. It's not going to happen on September 29th because I have to wake up early for a family event. Now, this is a personal thing, and it's personal to me because back on July 30th, my family welcomed in a new baby cousin, of course, female. And in Judaism, it's very different for, being faithful to the religion. In, males, we get the bris, which I'm not going to get into. And, of course, the Hebrew naming ceremony. And excuse that out there. That's my dad randomly playing with his SUV out there. Minor blooper, but no, nothing really matters. So anyhow, as I was mentioning, this is a baby naming ceremony. This is to officially welcome my baby cousin to the family, number one, officially, and number two, to officially get her introduced to the Jewish religion. So there's going to be a rabbi, I think, giving an official ceremony to give my baby cousin her official Hebrew name. So I have to go to it. It's a very big deal. I don't really see my family that much. Well, besides my parents, I'm talking about my other family. For another reason, because I thought I could do it, but here's the thing. Number one, I found out my mom's actually getting her hair done the day before the event, which is, I think she wants accuracy, which can I blame her? No, I can't blame her. She wants to look good for this event in front of the family. And number two, just for me to be on the South Shore, because keeping in mind, this is taking place at another cousin's house, pretty much the grandparents of my cousin. It's taking place at their house in Merrick, and it just wouldn't make sense for me to be on the South Shore 2 days in a row coming from here in Queens and then finding traffic and then dealing with the Southern State Parkway 2 days in a row would just really be a headache. So that's why I figured it wouldn't be appropriate to do that, and I really feel sorry that I can't do a video with MTA Prodigy in the long run, because I'll get into that as I go along here. But story goes, and I'm going to say this now, I have to go to this event. And I was trying to mention this earlier, that I don't see my cousins that often. I have cousins coming from all over the place. I have cousins who are coming from Staten Island. I have cousins who are coming from upstate New York, Rockland County. I may even have cousins come from Stevensville, Maryland. I'm sure they know about this. I hope they do. But if they can't come from Maryland, I mean, that's understandable why they can't come. So it's a very big deal that I go to this. Very, very big deal. I don't see my cousins that often, and I need to go to this event. And not to mention, I haven't even met my new baby cousin yet. By the time I'm going to meet her, she will officially be 3 months old. 3 months old. Well, almost 3 months. It'll be 2 months. So 2 months old, going on 3 months old. So I have to go to this. I have a guilty conscience if I don't. So for that, that's why the Wantagh Station tour is canceled for September 29th. Now, as far as the future is concerned, and I'm also going to mention my personal life in just a second. I have 3 ideas for summits I'm going to do. Possibly 4. One, I can confirm 3 of them. 4 of them, that's always going to be a to be determined date. But 3 of them I can confirm are definitely on for October. First up, I will do Wantagh by myself, or if Kevin can come out to Long Island on a weekday, I am open to that, because I have to mention why I can only do these tours on weekdays in just a sec. 2, I'm definitely going out to Seaford, and then to wrap it all up, Elisa Station, Massapequa Park. So that's all coming in October. And I'm going to make this officially a tentative announcement. Thursday, November 8th, will be the Atlantic Terminal Summit. I know, it's crazy, but that's going to be my 23rd birthday. And I am going to see if we can get 2 viewers for that tour. Possibly 3. I am looking forward to that. I figured for my 23rd birthday, I wanted to go to the MTA Transit Museum. I am going to be doing a historic trip on that day. I am going to be leaving from Stewart Manor train station, as I will go westbound on the Hempstead branch to Atlantic Terminal train station. Because also, I want to show you the new platform. So that's very important that I do it on my birthday. Now, if something does happen, I can always rearrange it for the week before, or possibly even the week after. But I definitely want to do it on my 23rd birthday. That's the one thing I've desperately wanted to do for a while, and that is go to the New York City Transit Museum. So the tentative date for that will be Thursday, November 8th, which is going to be my 23rd birthday. So I'm really looking forward to that. But more importantly, I'm really eager to get back to Cedarhurst, because as I mentioned earlier on Utopia Parkway, it's a nice downtown. They have lots to do, and I'm just really looking forward to next Tuesday. It's going to be an interesting video, but remember, time is key, because I'm going to be taking the 158 westbound train to Jamaica, so that way I can take the Q30, Q31 to go home, and yeah, that's where I end the future of the channel. But I'm hoping maybe, who knows, maybe I get to meet MTA Prodigy on my birthday at Atlantic Terminal. That's wishful thinking. Or maybe I get to finally meet Jason Anthony, or maybe Matt Camper will come. Maybe he'll meet me at Stewart Manor. I would love for that to take place, because I know Matt, well, I think Matt does work 5 days a week now, so if he can't, that's understandable. But if not, I can always do it by myself. It's not a big deal. So, yeah, that's the future of the channel. Now, as far as doing station tours on the weekends, and this is the most important thing I'm going to mention to everybody. Many of you know, by now, I've mentioned in previous videos that I am in a new relationship with someone. She's very nice, very friendly. All of my friends like her, which is a good sign, and pretty much they recommended her to me in the first place, which I'm very thankful about that. The thing is, I'm busy on weekdays. She actually works 6 days, because she can try to see me on Saturdays, but she works 6 days a week. I only do 3 days a week, because I have to, of course, plan the content for the channel, number one, figuring out what trains I'm going to be taking, and what can I do to improve the channel as a whole, and to plan out Andy Plays episodes for each different week, which normally takes place on a Friday or a Sunday. Sometimes I even tape on those days, but also I at least need 3 days to tape during a week, and I have to be part-time just for that reason. And sometimes I even have doctor's appointments on Fridays. But the point I want to make about is weekends. Weekends are very tough because my friends are in college. Some of them even dorm. But the good news is I have a few friends who go to Adelphi, a couple who go to Hofstra. Some of them do dorm, some of them don't, but their classes really get tightened up, and they plan weekends for me to hang out with them, which they're being fair to me, and I appreciate them. That's why I like my friends as a whole 100%. I'm very thankful for them for doing that. But they're going to call me crazy to say, well, why are you filming a YouTube video on a Saturday? You don't see us that often. Come out to Long Island instead of just hang out with us. And I have to be respectful to them. So, station tours, or as I like to call them, summits, because honestly, summits are just easier to name because it's just original and easy to do. They can only be filmed on weekdays. So, and I get a whole lot done by myself, so that way you all can get an idea of what's around the station. I'm hoping maybe this is a sort of a long shot here. I'm kind of hoping in May of 2019, just as an example, I go to Long Beach. So that has to be on a weekday because it'll be before the season starts, and hopefully the weather will be warm next year. And I can do an area tour of Long Beach. But honestly, and this is just not to upset any of you guys, weekends are just not going to work out for me in the future. Between friends and especially when the winter time comes up, which I actually hang out with my friends a lot during the holiday season, don't ask why. And especially how if my current relationship gets serious, then how do I have time to film videos on weekends? I mean, my personal life really gets in the way, and I'm sorry if I have to talk to you all about this, but who knows? Maybe she'll be on this channel one day. I don't know. I mean, she's like, oh, well, we're always busy, and maybe we'll do vlogs one day. Maybe we'll change it up to grab new people, but honestly, my personal life comes first, and if you guys get offended about that, I'm sorry. I can't control it. I mean, I still want to be able to get content out to you guys, because I love you guys too. You know, I love my YouTube audience. I'm very thankful that we're almost at 750 subscribers. That's a very big deal. And maybe I get lucky one day. Maybe I do hit that 1,000 subscriber hole. That's what I'm hoping for. In fact, because of my videos, I'm actually being mentioned on the transit forums right now. I'm actually being mentioned on all the MTA stuff because, you know, what I've been able to accomplish in the past 9 months of 2018 has been remarkable. Between covering the Long Island Railroad, showing you all that smoke from Rockefeller Center way back in January, issues on the F train. In fact, today we already have a problem, which I'm going to cover later on in a live stream, or probably is already up, or maybe it will be pre-recorded, I don't know. No, I'm really having a good year, and I want to thank you guys for that, and it's just going to get better. I promise. I keep saying that. But again, I have a personal life to attend to, and you know, my main fear in life is always letting people down. I don't know if I ever let the wrong people down, but I know the wrong people in my life are the closest I've known since my childhood, and I don't ever want to let them down. And especially new friends I've made along the way in the past couple of years. So I don't want to let them down either. So, honestly, that's where I ended at this point. Is there ever going to be another collaboration with a YouTuber? I would love to, but the only guy I can secure on a weekday is Pine Power LI, so maybe he'll be back on this channel eventually. I would love to have John back on the channel. I would love to, maybe become more personal with Pine Power eventually. I don't know, but that day will come. Eventually it will. I hope it does, but that's where I'm going to wrap up this long, extended video. There will be a normal walk and talk definitely on September 17th. So you all will just expect me to do the normal area segment where I walk to McDonald's on Northern Boulevard, because, as I said, I didn't want a Diet Coke today. It was just too hot. I'm well hydrated. I'm relieved about that, and I'm in my air conditioning. So, once again, like I always end every video, thank you very much for watching. Until the next one, please take care.